Hello and welcome back to the channel of Two World Flim Flam. It's a beautiful evening here in Surrey and I've decided to leave my 160 horsepower adventure bike at home to try one with 12 and a half 12 and a half horsepower. So this is the Sinnis T125 and I've got this in for several reasons. I'm very interested because if you know me, you know I always wang on about how we need more young people in biking. And this is a 125 L plate legal, adventure bike sort of thing. And I also got it in because despite being designed in Britain, down in Brighton, it's Chinese made, which is why it costs a smidge over £3,000. So it's a very, very affordable adventure bike. Yeah. Now, this is very much going to be my first ride, my first impressions of the Terrain 125. So I call it the T125. It's technically the Train 125. So yeah, I've come to a hip happening car park where I live, where all the youths hang out of an evening. See if I can go and pull some birds on my motorbike. Actually, we can talk about that because whenever I see reviews of 125s, in the cool bits of the mainstream bike press, it's always really patronising. It's always like, oh, little boys buy these so they can pick up girls. I didn't get into biking for those reasons. I did it to impress my daddy. But anyway, oh yeah, 8 mile an hour change up. Not used to riding a 125, and I think we're going to be okay. That GoPro, I forgot to put an SD card in that. But usually that's only a problem on fast bikes. Don't think I'm going to be troubling too many speed limits tonight. But yeah, it's 8:30. The kids are in bed. Going to go for a razz. It has just rained, which would be a good test of my jacket, which you can't see because that GoPro is not working. But I'm wearing my brand new Richa laminated Gore-Tex jacket. It's finally come. It is worth about a third of this bike's value. Fourth gear is not enough to get up this hill. Come on, third gear. Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it. Now, I have to say, I don't know a huge amount about Sinnis. I've never ridden one before. I know they're Chinese, designed in Britain sort of thing. I think they might be part of the same UK importer family as Hosung. Yeah, look at you on your Jixer. Oh, should I go to a local bike meet? There might be one on tonight. Let's go to Newlands Corner and see if I can hold people up. So, yes. This weighs 150 kilos, which is really featherweight for what it is, but I guess compared to other 125s might be a bit heavy. It's got crash bars on it. They're standard to give it an off-roady look. Yeah, they probably don't help the power to weight ratio, nor do I. I'm a 15 stone adult. So yeah, sorry engine. Oh god, I'm already having to thrash the absolute tits off it to go up here. Apparently I'll do 70 miles an hour. I've got I think we're only going to do a 50 limit on this ride. I'm not going to beat a car away from the lights, that's for damn sure. Especially on a hill, slight incline. Come on. Yeah, I want to do breaststroke to speed myself up. Right, I'm now holding the traffic up. But yeah, as I said at the start, I always feel as if I talk a lot about wanting to get more people into biking and more young people, so there's a future of our hobby, so people keep making cool bikes basically. It's a bit selfish, but you know, that's me. And I see most young people getting into it 17, 18 that want transport obviously aren't going out buying KTM Super Adventures. You can't ride them, you can't afford them, and it's just a nonsense. It's a blooming nonsense. So I thought I would try something. It's like a 125, but a slightly grown up 125 that can do a bit more than just like going to the station, going to college, that sort of thing. So yeah, first impressions are, this feels bigger and a lot more substantial than most 125s. And it has been a long time since I rode a 125. To be honest, probably since I did my CBT in 2008. But yeah, look, I've got a digital dashboard with, I can't believe this, a gear indicator. And I also can't believe this, a fuel bar thing, not a range readout. Just a fuel gauge, that's the word, gauge. Or gauge, if you spell it like most people on the internet seem to spell it. Don't think I'm going to catch up this guy on this GSXR. I'm also going to be a bit wary of these tyres because don't think they're a name brand. Oh yeah, acceleration, that'll happen eventually. So yeah, I mean, first impressions of this are I fit on it. I'm 6'3" and I don't feel like a complete wombat on it. Also, it doesn't feel shaky, rattly, and it doesn't feel cheap in the way it rides over the road. And obviously I haven't pushed it because I've only done 30 miles an hour. You've seen all of my riding on this bike. But yeah, it's got brakes that seem to work. The Sinnis website does hint at off-road excursions. Oh, yeah. 2 downshifts to get up to 10 miles an hour. There we go. We're flying. This is good. I'm not going to have to blur anything out. Is it going to hold 50 at 50 gear, 40 rather in 5th gear? The screen is not adjustable, but I've got a little USB, looks like USB-A under there, which has got a little waterproof cover on it, so you could bar mount a phone for your sat-nav and charge your phone off it. That's like properly thought out. That's good, isn't it? I mean, I don't want to be that patronising old twat that says, oh, that's what the kids want these days, isn't it? Yeah, it's helpful for knowing where you're going, Derek, in the YouTube comments. Yeah, I have to say, obviously it does feel built down to a price, because it is an affordable bike, but it doesn't feel shit. The controls look and feel, you know, the brake levers feel a bit cheap, but oh, I shouldn't have slowed down that much. Oh no, it's going to take me half an hour to get that back. It feels alright, to be honest. It's absolutely fine. I've got my knees fit in the cutout. It looks like, I think the fuel filler cap actually comes off when you undo it, so you've got to hold on to it, which is a little bit old hat, but it's a motorbike. Yeah, I mean, if I was getting into motorbiking at 17 or 18, obviously you've got the cool kids in college or your apprenticeship or whatever you did. You might just be at work like a decent person, and there might be cool kids on their R125s and whatnot, but they'll probably cost an absolute fortune to insure, and they're not very comfortable and they're not very practical. This is going to be slower, but it's going to be more practical. One thing I would say, has got a pillion seat. It's got a rather large pillion seat and pillion pegs, so you can strap luggage to it very easily, but it does come with panniers as standard, and the top box you can add for about 80 quid. I haven't actually looked in it. Looks like a cheapish plastic set of luggage, but it is a set of luggage, which is very good, and you can lock it so people don't nick your stuff, and then you can use the motorbike as transport for getting you places, which is helpful if you're trying to get into it. Oh, she's picking up the front wheel for... oh no, we'll just get to 40 now. So yes, that's where I was going. It's got pillion seat and pillion pegs, but on the caution sticker down between my thighs, which I read earlier, it says, warning, operator only, no passengers. The addition of a passenger affects the stability. No, what does it affect? The control of the vehicle, which is, you know, ever so slightly worrying. But yeah, I think with someone on the back of this, it would go pretty blooming slowly. I'm going pretty blooming slowly anyway, but you know what I mean. And I am fully aware that I haven't ridden a Chinese motorbike, if not ever. I think maybe not ever, not even recently, just not ever. And I am slightly worried that there are going to be some xenophobic Americans in the comments saying, oh my god, don't ever buy a Chinese thing, sent from my Huawei phone. So can we just not do that? Can we have some respect and dignity in the comments and try to progress the world rather than doing dumb shit like banning abortions? Because fuck me, we're going back to the dark ages, America. You're not helping anyone. But anyway, the motorbike so far feels good, and this is actually quite a nice feeling for me. Look, the sun's setting over there, there's a old church over there. I can probably stand up on the pegs. I've had to take my ND filter off my GoPro, otherwise it'd be too dark, I think. But I'm out on a Thursday night, I've got freedom, I've got 2 wheels. Really, what more do I need? I've got 12 and a bit horsepower, and yeah, it's a liquid-cooled single CC engine, for those who are wondering, with balancer shaft, stuff like that. It is smooth, it is not vibey, and I'm sitting here pretty close to the red line at, well, I'm at 7,500 RPM, red line's at 9. Yeah, there's going to be someone as well in the comments as well who points out quite correctly that this motorbike has L plates on, which are the big red L's that you have to put on your car or your motorbike in the UK if you haven't got your full license yet. So in the UK you're allowed to ride a 125cc bike with a day's training, and you don't have a full license at that point, so you have to display L plates. The highway code, I checked this, says once you've got your full license you should remove your L plates before riding or driving, once you get your license. That should is important because it doesn't say must. If it says must, then it's illegal. Should is just an advisory. I can't be bothered to get the screwdriver out and take them off, and it's kind of stickered onto the front mudguard. I just can't be bothered. So yeah, this is also going to be an experiment in how people treat you when you're riding with an L plate on. It's been a while since I've done it. I don't really remember focusing much on other road users behind me because I was terrified and I just wanted to pass my test and get a Triumph Street Triple. But yeah, it's actually going to be a really crap experiment because the roads seem to be emptier than my bank account. But anyway, I'm sort of heading towards a big hill, which might be an error, but it has got a biker cafe thing at the top of it, and it's I don't know what it's like on Thursday nights. Last time I was there, I've definitely seen people, teenagers in cars, engaging with each other orally, but we'll see. It shouldn't take me any longer to get there on this than on my KTM, because there are speed limits and this can do all of them. Yeah. But anyway, as I poodle along, I should probably talk about a few things that are going on. Sorry the channel has been a little bit quiet lately. I went on holiday. Went to France for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, week and a half. Went around Normandy, which I love. I haven't really spent an awful lot of time in Normandy, and I wanted to go there with the family and not do any World War II stuff. Sorry, Second World War stuff. Americans call it World War II. British people apparently should call it Second World War. Don't know why. I avoided doing any war stuff. We went for a lovely day on the beach. It was blisteringly hot, sunny, kids were frolicking in the rock pools, and I was throwing frisbees and things like that, and it was Omaha Beach, which is probably, again, if you're American, this video is probably going to trigger you. I wanted to check that the French do use Omaha Beach as a normal beach, because obviously on the 6th of June 1944 Omaha Beach was the scene of quite a lot of American bloodshed. Bloodiest beach on D-Day. Lots of historians say, actually, do you know what, in the greater scheme of D-Day it wasn't as bad as it could have been, but you know, 2,000 people died on that sand. So I just wanted to check that the French used it as a beach still, and they do, which is good. And I guess those soldiers kind of fought and died for freedom, to give us the right to fly kites on beaches. So I did end up doing a little bit of war stuff. My 3-year-old daughter's like, Daddy, what's the big concrete thing on the beach? And I'm like, oh, that's a Widerstand nest. That's would have been an MG emplacement. Yeah, it's pretty cool, that. Went straight over her head, and we went to go and poke fish with sticks or something like that. But anyway, that's why I haven't put many videos up. There is more stuff coming, obviously a review of this. I've got loads of stuff I want to do with the big KTM. I'm going to book a track day. I want to take it green laning and do a track day in a day. I want to tell you about my shiny new jacket, which you can't see. I've gone full fluoro wanker because I've never had any fluoro jackets. I thought I'd go fluoro this time. I quite like it. Well, I very like it. I've done a couple of rides off camera with it. It's not been properly rained on yet, so I can't really comment on the waterproofness, but this is Richa's new flagship jacket. It's called the Armada Pro GTX, and no one has reviewed it yet. I got one of the first ones in the country. I paid for it, it's mine, and it's hopefully my forever jacket, which definitely means I'm going to crash in it in the next couple of months, doesn't it? I shouldn't have said that. Hopefully it's my forever jacket. I can carry it with me to the grave and pass it down to my daughters, and they can use it to ride whatever cool ancient bikes from 70 years ago they're going to ride. Hopefully a Ducati 1299, something like that. But yeah, it's super comfortable. No liners, no thermal liners. It's just put it on and you're in this very windproof, nicely insulated, completely waterproof thing. It's got some cool vents. I'll do a review of it and show you the jacket, and hopefully some of you watch it, because I think that's quite interesting and quite cool. Oh, there's national speed limit. Let's take it through the gears. Down to second, or second, going to hit the rev limiter. I think it might. Let's just go third. Oh, clutchless upshift. Do you know what? I thought it was going to be slower than that. 55, come on. 57. Sit back on the seat. Into 6th at 59 miles an hour. Are we going to see 60? Come on. This is Isle of Man TT stuff, this. I'm sitting on the pillion seat. I've got builder's bum. Thankfully I don't have a 360-degree camera. My chocolate starfish. I don't think I'm going to see 60. Let's go back down to 5th. This is fun. It's probably not fun to watch. It's probably quite painful, exposing you to this airbox noise. Go on, downhill. I've got a bit of downhill. Oh, got a bit of a weave on. There you go, 60. 60. Got 6th. Yeah, boy, I'm flying. That's 62. Hang on. Don't want to get nicked. Don't want to get nicked. Yeah, well, it does eventually sit at 60 miles an hour in 6th gear with a 15 stone 6'3" lump on it. And now I've got to sacrifice all that hard-earned speed. When I get a nod, he was a scooter rider, so I probably shouldn't have nodded. I'm probably going to have to hand in my motorcyclist card there. But yeah, so there you go. It'll do 60 miles an hour with a fully grown, fully fed, I should hasten to add, mostly on buttery biscuits and caramels from Normandy, adult on board. Now I'm a little bit cautious, or scared, should I say, about this next bit, because this is quite a steep uphill bit, and hopefully this can do 40 miles an hour uphill with me on it. Otherwise, I'm going to get overtaken dangerously by car drivers who are impatient. And I guess this is the thing that you have to deal with. Win 125's impatient car drivers who, you know, think that they should be going 10 miles an hour faster than the speed limit, and then you end up seeing cowed, scared 125 riders riding like this, and then that kind of encourages car drivers to do dangerous overtakes. But so far, this is still pulling. That is full gas in 5th gear. I'm slightly speeding, but I mostly want to conserve momentum. I'm a bit scared of leading it over much because the rain is coming. Oh no, I let off the gas a millimetre. That's knackered it. Oh no, no. Oh. I think I'm going to go to 4th in a second. If it can hold 5th gear up here, this won't look steep on a GoPro, but it is reasonably steep. Ooh! I let off there just because to get a bit close to the car and I'm speeding. It's funny, it puts you in a different frame of mind riding one of these, because obviously I'm actually having to think about the act of riding it and extracting performance from the machine, as James May would probably say. And I like that, it's engaging. This is, I think, just going to prove to me that all flavours of motorbiking are fun. I've not really had a rubbish flavour of motorbiking other than getting soaked on long tours when I had crap gear. I'm getting a bit wet here, but there's character building, isn't it? I think everyone should be made to ride one of these for a year when they do their car tests. That'll make them safer people. Right, I'm going in here and see how many bikers are there who are going to come and cream themselves over my whip. Ooh. Yeah, you need a bit of back brake if you want to slow down. No one's here. No one's come out in the rain to see my Sinnis. Anyway, that's probably enough nonsense. This is a lovely, lovely place called Newlands Corner. That's a nice 911 997.2 Carrera GTS. Lovely. Didn't Barnville Grumble have one of those? I don't know. That's a great view. I've been Tim. I'm going to show you this again just before I get off it. This has been the Sinnis Terrain TU125. Look, little suitcasey type luggage. I think in total this is like 66 litres. We can fit a laptop in there, some shoes, condoms, whatever young people do. I don't really know. I don't really do any of that anymore. Suddenly damp corners at 40 miles an hour feel quite exciting. Don't fall off. This has got crash bars, but I've only got rocker jeans on, which I think it's Bike Socials video proved that cost £300 and do absolutely next to bugger all to stop you losing your skin. But anyway, whee! Oh, this is fun. We completed an overtake. Admittedly it was a van being towed by an asthmatic old defender, but we did it. Only took 3 down changes. We got there. Look at that. Look at the sunset, pay attention to the road, look at the sunset, pay attention to the road, look at the sunset. Motorbikes are great. 17-year-old me would have loved this. That's patronising. I think 22, 23-year-old me would have loved this. Or actually, anyone who just wants to get into motorbiking and doesn't want an expensive, big, silly motorbike as their first bike would love this. It's accelerating up a hill. It's fantastic. What more do you want? Hey, what more do you want? Do have heated grips, actually. That'd be nice. Get some aftermarket ones, couldn't you? Double the value of it. Riding with L plates update. There's not to be much traffic about really to judge how people respond to this, but I have just had a TT of the Audi variety driving straight up my bum, despite the fact I was easily doing the speed limit through all of that. But then you question, are they just a wanker? And would they just be doing that no matter what bike you were on or how you were riding? Answers on a postcard too. Do L plates make other people drive like knobs around you? BBC, PO Box, whatever, Television Centre, London, and we'll put it in the totaliser next week and count up all the dead dogs we've got buried in our garden. And we'll give you a badge with a boat on it. Yeah, bye, buddy, bye.